Comrades, I greet you. We are facing probably the most dire threat we have ever faced here as Turkey. Of course, to recap, in the last episode we had just wrapped up a war, a successful war I might say, against Mashriq, and then we sensed some opportunity here in the US where they are fighting a major rebellion, as you can see there. I can actually just zoom in. So there's a great deal of units involved on both sides, but particularly so on the side of the rebellion. Of course, we have been reinforcing that as well. But then we attacked, and things are generally going fairly well, I would say, because the US is divided. However, then the Brazilians got involved. They sought to tame us, comrades. They thought now we are weak and they will shackle us to their will. Never, comrades, never. It's funny also how out of all of the countries with a UN target on their back, they only chose to attack us. So we, of course, will never forget that insult. But first of all, I just have to go back to one of the comments in the previous episode because I think that is really important for us today. So this comment comes from our venerable comrade tame. And in terms of the aims for this war, one of the aims could be to take more of the Greek lands. However, because I think the Greeks are now on their final piece of land here, that would probably really devastate us in terms of our warmonger level. So I think we're going to leave the Greeks alone for this one. Then the second point here is to perhaps liberate some of the old Mexican lands. Now I think this is what I'm going to do, because this of course is what the US took from Mexico. Now unfortunately I cannot liberate that if we win, of course, if we don't die horribly in the process. But it's only with I don't know if it's going to be the upcoming patch of the game where you can actually return lands to another country if they have a core on it. But of course I can't do that yet, which is another related point. This is still running the separatism test version of the game, which is also why our separatism menu looks a bit weird. I figured this out. Unfortunately, I just cannot play with the newest version with this particular save here. I tried it, but again it just ends up with an infinite loading screen. So unfortunately now this means we can never permanently calm down any rebellion, unless of course I can figure out how to use a later version of the game. But in any case, so in fact this is an older version of the game than we started this campaign with. Interesting point there, because they did not have the particular version as a beta that we started with. At any rate, another one that tame said is to possibly take Alaska, but again I think the part of Mexico here is definitely the most noble cause, I suppose. This should help our war score and our warmonger level as well. So then also tame says we still have 30 to 40 years left in this game, so we could possibly go and look at the more expensive economic infrastructure research projects and the expensive arms industry branch, which I was still up in the air about. So I think we can do that. Of course, we just have to survive here first. The other point is about the UN, but we're not going to focus that much on the UN today. So I just want to say again, comrades, thank you for your comments. I always welcome them and value them. At any rate now, the first thing we have to do, we have to redivert some of our troops from the American front. So let's actually go and have a look at that. Oh, it's terrible, comrades. This is the rebels. I'm not interested in that one. So let's see, we can probably take away, let's just leave us with 1 or 2 more divisions in each category than the US has. I don't know if we'll really need the Navy there, so actually, can I do this without unpausing? I actually just want to take 1 away. Okay, so we can queue it up. That's fantastic there. Now, we don't actually have enough aircraft, but I'm going to take 7 divisions away. This is bad, of course, but we need them. just to hold the Brazilians. Then I'm going to also take away, let's say, 7 divisions of our armor. And finally we can take 6 or again 7 divisions of our infantry. Or 8, doesn't matter. Hopefully Iran is now going to start contributing seriously. Anyway, so once this goes through, we will just reassign them all to the Brazilian front and keep them on ambush actions like the US is doing for us right now. Now, there's so much more going on in this episode, comrades. Apart from that, also we are facing a very high level of war losses, but we can't address that until the war comes to an end. On top of that, we also have to remember to keep reinforcing the rebels in the US, but that's not for another 119 days. Then on top of all that, we're also sabotaging the German stock market again. So I think I need to keep doing this, and we need to actually start using all of the weapons that we have in our arsenal, meaning now hopefully that our intelligence service is better than before. We need to start, for example, getting rebellions in Brazil and harming their morale and things like that. So let's, no peace negotiation, let's see if we can actually do that. Spread descent has an 85% chance of success, and we can afford that, so implement that. Let's also actually try to bring down the army morale. Again, we can afford that, and if it works, this will certainly help us to keep them at bay. Now, finally, comrades, finally, we have to pick another project for our research. So that's why I'm keeping it paused the whole time. Let's just have a look here. We do have the No Step Back and the Great Offensive. What about the women and children mobilization? That's really hurting our population growth though. I'm going to try to avoid doing that as much as possible. State of emergency, again, we should avoid that. Diplomatic offensive might not be the worst idea, because you can see we're really hated as well, unfortunately. For some reason Finland hates us, but I can't figure out why. Oh well. China likes us a little bit, and Ethiopia, Yemen, Libya, Eritrea, various countries actually like us, but you can see here not so much. But anyway, that's a diplomatic issue. Of course, I don't think most of these would ever invade us, but you know, there's always a risk. Let's just see our tasks. We just have to bring the warmonger down, so hopefully there'll be new tasks soon. But I do need a project. Let's look at the military. Maybe there's something we can use here. One of these combat tactics center ones. Guerrilla tactics, that will bring our navy power down. And our aircraft, no, we can't afford that. Cyber warfare maybe. Let's do that, because this gives us permanent boosts there. So we're going to introduce the HQ computerization, introduction of IT solutions for optimization and increased efficiency at the command level. We can again afford this. Good grief, things sure have changed, have they not? And that will even give us more score, but it's really these bonuses that we want. Okay, with all that said, comrades, finally play. Let's see. Okay, firstly we need to get back to the Brazilian front and assign all. Good. So why are we still... No, we're still trying a breakthrough there. Maybe we could even do it again. We don't even have the option now. Okay, ambush. Ambush and forget. But they're gonna beat us, comrades. Come on. Okay, aircraft are coming in now. But I have a feeling this is just the same ones I took out a moment ago. Germany has no idea what hit them. Fantastic. So that was a success. We lost against Brazil again. They are wiping the floor with us, comrades. I hope this is not the beginning of the end. Pause again. We're going to pause a lot in this episode, I think. Let's just see what's happening. So they are also now going for ambush actions, because they probably expect we're going to try and retaliate now. That's usually how it goes. Then they ambush to boost their attack modifiers, and then after a while they'll switch back to the offensive again. but we should just keep that where it is. Now again, we don't have aircraft here. Good grief. So this is quite a mess up, comrades. It's quite a mess up. Let's take at least 6 units again away, or divisions, and then reassign them. I don't know why they didn't actually show up here. Maybe they take longer. You see, they've switched to pursuit now. Okay, we've won against the US. There's our aircraft. So pause again. Let's see what happened here. Ambush action. So they've switched back to the defensive while we're trying to take their guard posts. Before we do anything else, we need to make sure we're getting more units. We still have quite a bit of room there. We have queued up some infantry here. Good grief, quite a lot of them. But we need aircraft now. I think that's a big thing. So bring us 8 divisions of aircraft and the remainder of armor. Now, of course, there's always the risk that our transports are going to get blown up. Then we're in trouble, comrades. Then we're finished. Yes, because unfortunately in this version of the game I do not have the import option to actually get transports. I looked this up. It's somewhere here, individual ship contracts or something. So this is how we can import. But yes, so we're going to still try maybe to go for this arms production tree. But that's still so expensive right now. It's not going to happen. Maybe in 2 or 3 years or so. Anyway, let's hope for the best, comrades. Can we reinforce the rebels? Not yet. Come on, please, take those guard posts. We just need... Look at that, they're wiping out all our infantry. Okay, we took that one. Now it's gonna go bad, comrades. Now it's gonna go bad. 24%. I wonder if we couldn't get some peace deal. Probably not. Well, good grief. What can we do here? Capture the roads. Take the airfields, but that's low. No, we'll capture the roads. We'll try that. Just pause for a moment. Let's see if we could potentially get a peace deal. Propose peace, but I would like to liberate this province here, Chihuahua. So we need 39%. Good grief. It's a bit long till we're gonna be able to do that. How much is Alaska? But I wouldn't think that... You see, Alaska is cheaper. Now, you see, comrades, this is something, again, I might suggest to the developers to look at. Unless, of course, they have in the recent versions of the game. Because, surely, Chihuahua here was recently, or relatively recently, conquered, and Alaska has been a state in the US for many, many decades, and so obviously they would not want to leave the Union, at least not because some foreign power is forcing them to, so the score should be much higher. Anyway, 39%, I think they're just strictly going on the economic and population value of the province. Oh, good grief, 39. Can we do that? White peace. White peace will hurt them. And still give us score. I'm really considering that, comrades. You know, oh, good grief. We'll fight on a little bit longer. We'll just see how this goes, but I need those reinforcements pronto, as in immediately, as in yesterday. Okay, they were ready anyway, so I got my wish. Fantastic. Okay, maybe we could still do this, but you see, there they've switched back to supply lines capture now. We won. Okay, so we held back the Brazilians there. That's a good thing. That's all I want. All I want is for them to just be held back. So there's some more navy there. Task bigger is better. Let's see, what does that mean? Have more bloc members than South Korea. Now, why is South Korea's bloc important to us? I don't know. But how many members does South Korea have? Oh, good grief. So including themselves, it's 4. So they want us to have 5. Now, I'm not sure if that's a prudent goal for us. Not now. We'll leave it on the books for a little while, but I'm not sure if it's really what we want. What does West Yugoslavia want? They want to give us money, but they want to take our action points. Share some of your IT solutions with us. Why not? It's okay, it's only 200 action points. Complete disaster, our spies were caught, so the Brazilian morale was not damaged, but maybe we can still incite a rebellion. Okay, we captured the roads. Hold it! So, we actually managed that, comrades. We are at 39%. I'm wondering, should we give it a go? I think so. We'll queue up something and then we'll see if we can press their hand. So, not a frontal advance. Air supremacy is not very deadly, but I think their aircraft is actually only slightly better than ours. So let's try that. But then at the same time we are going to propose to liberate Chihuahua. Now again, that will now create a new state here. This will not return to Mexico, but at least it's a buffer zone between the US and Mexico, and then perhaps they could negotiate amongst themselves for Chihuahua to return to Mexico. So let's confirm that and at least offer it. They refused. Of course they did. We have to push them even further. Common threat. The United Nations Security Council has sent us a note, we're the naughty children in class, about our recent actions against world peace. We must now immediately halt any further aspirations to conquest and adhere to the will of the UN representatives. Who the heck do they think they are? Apparently this is our first and only warning. Or what? You're gonna put the US and Brazil on us? Oh, good grief. So this hurts our score now. So yes, I don't know exactly what they mean by we must now follow their will, because I'm not intending to conquer anything here. Improve your earnings from the stock exchange. Okay, so let's see what's happening in the stock exchange. We now have a empty slot there. Could I try and invite the US? It'll be pointless anyway, but just as an ironic gesture. South Korea, maybe. Saudi Arabia, I'm not sure. 19 though. Let's invite them, even if it's temporary. Singapore is giving us nothing, so dump them. Saudi Arabia seems to be contributing a lot here. So that's getting us closer to that goal. Okay, separatism. There's separatism again. Oh, good grief. Pay the money. Comrades, if somebody knows how to update the level or the version of the game, please do let me know, because I've tried, but it doesn't seem to work. So anyway, let's go back to political and see what is the next objective. We are trying to do airstrike armor destruction. No, that's the rebels. We still have 19 days. Spread Descent was a complete success. Okay, maybe soon we'll have a rebellion in Brazil. Thank goodness. Let's hope so anyway. You can see they have us on the ropes, comrades. They have us on the ropes. We lost against the US and the rebels lost as well. 7 more days. Let's pick something else. Shall we try to take the garrisons? Sure, that seems like it's the best option. And in Brazil we are just ambushing, and it seems to be working quite well actually. It's holding them at bay. Probably not forever, but it's enough for now. Rebels, let's focus on you. At least we're still number 1. Do it! And it failed. At least we tried, comrades. There's a riot in Latakia even though I paid them. You saw that, didn't you? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Maybe this is now also because of the whole world turning against us. I can't afford to spare more units. Okay, assign none to begin with. It doesn't matter, whatever. Just pick anything and pause. 17, 7 and 7. So they don't exactly have the most units, and I'm sure they're pretty weak as well. This is why I want that new version of the game, or at least the one we had before. Oh, good grief. So yes, we have pacified them. But yes, okay, so I can't actually now see. I just want to have a look here. 10, 5 and 4. I think we will be better than them. Nothing available. Come on, Iran. Now or never, hey? So where are we going to take the units from? I guess from the Brazilian front. We're going to just have to take... Let's just take 5 units from the infantry, 5 from armor, and 3 from the Air Force. That's all we need, comrades. And then again, ambush. They even start with 15%. Good grief. Okay, so we could hold off the Brazilians there again. Now let's do a frontal advance. Let's see if we can wipe them out while we're... But why did we get 26 units there now suddenly? I did not mobilize that many, unless that's from Iran now. Oh man, I took like almost everything out here. Oh, good grief. What is happening? What is happening? But what are they doing now? Canada! It's over, comrades. It's over. I've led us to ruin. Forgive me, comrades. I cannot also start a war against them. We have nothing. I have nothing. Okay. Peace with the US at all costs immediately. I don't care what it takes. Should we even bother asking for Chihuahua again? Even a white peace is fine. Just get the thing. Just get the thing. Oh, good grief, they refused. You see now, comrades, they know we're desperate. We're desperate to just hold them off. It's a problem. It's a problem, I'll admit it. Comrades, I'll admit it. This is all a repeat of that early episode where the US beat us. Man, what do we do? What do we do? Okay, hold on. We are busy ambushing in Brazil. That's fine. Even these few units are enough. You see, there's no penalties there. They are also withdrawing some of their troops for some reason. Then, what's next? So leave them be. The US, we are trying to take garrisons, but for some reason, again, because they destroyed them, we don't have enough armor, so it's actually hurting us. Oh no. More armor is only coming in 43 days. Should we just switch back to ambush? I think so. Resign that. We're switching back to ambush. We're on the defensive, comrades. We're on the ropes. Ambush actions. Okay, now, what's next? Now in the Latakia insurrection, I think because we have too many units here, we're going to try and take some of them away and send them to Canada. So I am withdrawing 11. Or am I leaving 11? Still trying to figure this thing out. Okay, no, I was doing the wrong thing there. Okay, all sorted now. Just as something, you know, just something for goodness sake. Okay, Canada. We lost against the US. Canada, just get, oh good grief, get somebody there now. We won there in Latakia. I can barely keep up with things now. What should we do here? Just ambush. Just ambush. Let's keep it simple. We could actually try and take their supply lines. What did I just say about keeping things simple? Then what's the next thing? The US. You see, they've pushed us back a bit. Brazil seems to be stuck. They can't actually break through anymore. Good. Latakia, that was the one. We actually did quite well here. Capture the roads. Maybe we can even finish this off, comrades. What a laugh we will have if we can beat the US, Canada, Brazil, rebels in Latakia as well. So we secured the front against Canada. How that happened, I have no idea. Things are just falling apart here. There's nationalists in Japan. Good. Go take people's attention away from us. Look at this. Look at how they're getting on our backs. US agents, but they were caught and dealt with appropriately. Oh man, come on. Supply lines. We won again, you see. Invincible Turkey. Lost. Okay, never mind. Capture the roads. Yay. If I can just get one of these fronts to finish. Why do we still have so many units in Latakia? I think we need to withdraw some of the tanks. Leave 10 of them behind. Leave an equal number of infantry and an equal number of aircraft. Then we'll reassign the rest where it's most needed. So we lost against Canada again. But it doesn't actually mean anything. Okay, stop here, man. Craziness is happening. Stop. Let me have a sip of tea here. Okay, so hopefully that will give me some inspiration. Now, this is not sufficient here. I think, again, I need to go back to what I said before. You see, this is so tempting. There's a high chance and it's low deadliness, but it did not work. Oh, good grief. Again, I'm tempted. I can't help it. Assign all of the Latakian extras there and see what we can do. See, the US is totally turning the tide. They won't accept a white peace anymore. Not that they did before, but lost. There's another, our transports are all gone, comrades. We're finished. We're finished. The Canadians did it. So now our units are stuck in various places and I cannot reinforce them. And of course, useless Iran is giving us absolutely nothing. Where are your transports? We're gonna be humbled, comrades. We're gonna be humbled. I don't want to be humbled. I want to be arrogant. Why we won against the rebels there? It's one thing, I guess. Good. So we publish this, comrades. We publish this only. We cover up all the other losses. So capture the cities. Let's see if we can do that. Lost against Canada, so it's turning. Okay, we won. We held the Brazilians at bay, so they're useless now for some reason, but that's fine by me. Ambush, just ambush the Canadians. War losses are getting completely astronomical here. Colony crisis. Countries with space colonies are keeping all the resources for themselves. Too bad, Brazil. You see, they're getting very arrogant now. They want everything. I guess if Turkey falls, we'll just have to move to the moon. Military Operation 1, that's good. We'll put that in tomorrow's newspaper. But that's just because they failed there. Lost against the US, and now the US is really starting to turn the tide. Our ambush is failing because of our lack of tanks. And we can't reinforce it because we don't have transports. And there is no way to buy any more. Let's just have a look if somebody is offering us any. There's that thing flashing again. This game knows I played South Africa before. Come on, come on. I'm seeing it all over the place now. Nobody wants to sell us transports. We're done for, comrades. We are done for. Let's just have a look again. No options. They just point us to the research. Hey, okay, there's peace negotiation. What do they want? Political victory. Okay, well, there's the alarm going off. Canada wants to impose its system on us and destroy our bloc, which of course will be devastating for the wars that we still have going on. But it's tempting, comrades. It's tempting to take this. I know it's now bad for the political thing, but I guess, is Canada a democracy at this point? I can't even look. But we can assume so. So you see now they're trying to tame us again. You know, I'm tempted. I'm tempted to take this. This is not the worst thing that can happen. I know the bloc thing is now a tragedy, but we can always rebuild our relationship with Iran. But this frees us up to focus on the other fronts. Although again, what can I do about that? Absolutely nothing. I don't have transports. I'll accept. Our bloc is finished and we're a democracy now. Again. And Brazil wants demilitarization. Reduce our army for 1,300 days. Well, comrades, it's going to take that long to rebuild from this, let me tell you. I'm tempted. We're still number one, but this is going to hurt that, no doubt. I can't even look again. We'll just take it. I'm just taking it. I just need this to end now. Sometimes we have to know when to quit. We're still ahead of Germany, which shows you how far we actually rose there. The real thing is now again the US. So maybe they will be more willing now to take a white peace. No, they're not. They are not. We won against the rebels in Latakia. Okay, comrades, this is now the end of this episode. It's another sort of a cliffhanger, but the worst has already happened. But at this point, we just roll with the punches, we accept it, and we move on and we grow stronger. There's no point in fighting against futility here. But, you know, I'm just glad they didn't take any territories from us. So, with that said, comrades, I'll end off this episode. What a fall from grace. But you know, not really. Still number one. Still counts. See you next time, comrades. Have a fantastic day.